Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Talk in English, the show that helps you with your English. My name is Peter, one of your teachers here on the show. Today's topic is small talk, and the title of today's lesson is How Do I Address You? How do I address you? So Anna, what do you think we will talk about today? Is that Mrs. Mr.? I don't know.
It's Miss Anna, thank you very much. Well, when we address someone, we call them by their name. So today is all about names. Hi everyone, my name is Anna, and I'm so happy to be here with you today.
Thank you, Miss Anna. Sorry about that. All right, friends, it's time for our Read It. Here's Miss Anna to help us.
Alex is planning Professor Lee's visit to the studio. He called him Teacher Lee by mistake on the phone. Sometimes people address Susie the wrong way too, so she corrects them. Alex is looking at an envelope. It's addressed to Dr. Alex Lin, but he is not a doctor. It's very strange.
Okay, everyone, before we start learning today, let's talk about the word address. If you use it one way, you are talking about the place you live.
Yeah, the house or apartment that you live in has an address. But if you say the word like address when you are talking about what you call someone.
That's right. When you're talking to someone important, you address them as Mr., Mrs., Doctor, or Professor.
Exactly. And that's what we'll learn more about today. Are you ready? Here's Christina with our keywords today.
我们今天的主题讲到称谓。首先有一位李教授要来电视台参访，称呼李教授要说 Professor Lee。Professor 是名词教授的意思。Professor Lee is visiting the studio。若是用在称谓上写的时候 Professor 的 P 要大写哦。Alex 现在很慌张，因为他在联絡的時候弄錯了，他稱呼對方 Teacher Lee 而不是 Professor Lee， 所以錯誤就是 mistake。 Alex called him Teacher Lee by mistake。 Susie 說如果有人弄錯了他的稱謂，他就會糾正對方。 She corrects them。 動詞 correct 就是糾正的意思。 Alex 收到一封信，信封上稱他為林醫師，可是他不是醫生啊，信封是 envelope。 Alex is looking at the envelope。 醫生是 doctor， 用在稱謂上的時候通常就是縮寫為 dr 一點，所以縮寫的最後一點絕對不可以漏掉哦。 Someone calls him Dr. Alex Lin。
Hi, Alex. What are you doing?
Hi, Taylor. I am planning Professor Lee's visit to the studio.
Oh, right. He's coming here tomorrow.
But I'm embarrassed. I called him Teacher Lee by mistake.
Oh, dear. Was he upset?
A little. He wasn't very happy.
But he's still coming to the studio. That's good.
In conversation A, we see Alex and Taylor. They were talking in the office, and Alex is planning Professor Lee's visit to the studio.
Friends, do you remember how to use this word plan? When you plan for something, you get ready for it. If you're having a party, you plan for the party.
Right. So Alex is planning for Professor Lee's visit to the studio. He's getting ready for it. What do you think he has to do to plan for the visit, Anna?
That's a good question, Peter. He probably needs to make sure that the schedule for the visit is ready. And maybe he needs to decide who will interview him and show him around the studio.
That's true. And when is Professor Lee visiting the studio? Oh, right. He's coming tomorrow. And when is Rebecca coming to talk to us?
I don't know. Oh, right. She's coming here now. That was the Grammar Point sentence today. Here's Rebecca. Hello, friends. We have a very special treat for you today. A grammar point. Oh, right. He's verb. For example, oh, right. He's teaching our class next week. Or, oh, right. He's playing for our team next month. Great job. Now you're ready to use it.
Thanks, Rebecca. So Professor Lee is visiting the studio tomorrow, but Alex is embarrassed. He made a mistake.
Oh, no. If you make a mistake, you have done something wrong. And that's why you feel embarrassed or bad after making that mistake.
So Alex says, I'm embarrassed. And that's today's calendar phrase.
I'm embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed. 我真尴尬.
Your tie is the wrong color.
Oh, I'm embarrassed.
Your jacket doesn't fit.
Oh, I'm embarrassed.
And your hair is a mess.
Oh, I'm embarrassed.
Is this your first day at work?
Yes, I'm the new boss.
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed. 我真尴尬.
Oh, man. No one likes making mistakes, right? And no one likes feeling embarrassed. Why is Alex embarrassed?
Well, Alex called Professor Lee Teacher Lee by mistake. He called him the wrong title. But now let's learn more about this phrase, by mistake. Here's Christina.
Alex 说他在电话里称李教授为 Teacher Lee， 这是错误的称呼，应该要叫他 Professor Lee 才是比较尊重有礼貌。Alex 说 I called him Teacher Lee by mistake。这里句尾的 by mistake 就是错误的、搞错的意思。这个片语在生活中很实用，比如说他拿错了我的雨伞，就是 She took my umbrella by mistake。或者我把 email 传给他，我传错人了。I sent him the email by mistake。这个 by mistake 是不是很好用呢？你来造句试试看吧，比比看谁可以造最多句子。
Thanks, Christina. So Alex should have called him Professor Lee, and Alex didn't. Professor Lee wasn't very happy.
No, he wasn't. Poor Alex. Well, let's find out what happens next in Conversation B.
Susie, do people call you Ms. or Miss?
People call me Ms., but I like Miss better.
So people sometimes address you the wrong way?
Yes, but I correct them.
I see.
But I make mistakes too. I called a lady Mrs. Jones once.
What's wrong with that?
She wasn't married.
In the last conversation, we learned that if a person is a professor, call them professor, not teacher. It's more respectful.
Right. If a person is a professor, they worked really hard to become a professor. So that's why we call them that word.
Exactly. That's the right way to address a professor. And now we can talk about other ways to address other people.
And that's what Susie and Rob are talking about in Conversation B. Rob wants to know if people call her Ms. or Miss.
That's right. Ms. and Miss are nice ways to address women. That's very polite to say. But how does Susie like to be addressed?
People call her Ms., but she likes Miss better. And sometimes people address her the wrong way.
Oh no. Well, we've used this word a lot, but now let's talk to Christina more about it.
Susie 说有时候也有人对她用错称谓，所以 Rob 说 So people sometimes address you the wrong way. 这个句子的动词是 address， 不过 address 这个字我们通常是看到名词地址，比如 What's your home address？ 或者是 Can you write down your address for me？ 这些都是名词 address 的用法。不过今天的 address 是动词称呼的意思，你可以说 Can I address her as Miss Jones？ 我可以称她为 Jones 女士吗？或者 How should we address him？ 我们该怎么称呼他？另外还有一点要强调的是他们的发音，动词的称呼念成 address， 而名词的地址除了可以用 address 之外，还可以念成 address， 所以名词是两种念法都可以。
So sometimes people address Susie the wrong way. What does she do when that happens, Mrs. Anna?
Mrs. Anna? Excuse me, it's Miss Anna. I told you before, Peter. Well, when people address Susie the wrong way, she corrects them. Hey, that's a keyword today. If she corrects them, she tells them the right thing to say instead. Can you think of another way to use the word correct?
Oh, I can. In school, if you make a mistake on your homework or a test, you have to correct it. You make all the wrong answers right.
Yeah, and then you know what you did wrong. Hopefully, you can learn from those mistakes.
Right. But then we see that Susie has made a mistake addressing people too. She called a lady Mrs. Jones. What was the problem with that?
Well, she wasn't married. You use Mrs. to address women who are married. Use Ms. or Miss for women who are not married.
Well, thank you, Ms. Anna, and I think it's time that we take a break. Friends, let's take a break right now. We'll be back.